Okay, Libra, so welcome to November forecast. So let's see where this takes us. So I'm going to be shuffling the cards and just give you a little bit of highlights of what you really need to think of this month astrologically. So November 3rd, very important. We are exiting then finally Mercury retrograde, so it's the end of it, and hence we'll be now assessing things of justice a little bit better, because Mercury is still in Libra until the 10th, and then Mercury enters Scorpio, and that's going to kind of like start something that is like music to your ears, even though like this is Libra kind of like part, so you were kind of like on the forefront of talking about what matters and what is important, fighting for people, fighting for justice. Like at this stage, like you are like trying to shine light on everything that is dark and secret, and you're just trying to put it out in the open, right? Then we also have Mars retrograde ending on November the 13th, and that basically is going to be like highlight of the energy, also of libido, and that is going to be very important for some of us. Like put a big smiley over there. On November 15th, we have new moon in Scorpio, and even though you're an air sign, you actually Scorpio, and you have really good vibration. So with this new moon, you're going to really kind of like focus on things that maybe held you back because of some fears or because of some inadequacies, and you're going to be actually able to overcome it and jump through those hoops. And November 21st, we are entering Sagittarius. Venus is entering Sagittarius as well, so kind of like it's going to be the season of expansion and growth, which kind of Sagittarius usually brings with it, right? And then of course November 30th, we kind of like getting into this lunar eclipse, and it's in Gemini, so it's our sister sign, and it's going to be a revelation of something really shocking. Also, to backtrack a little bit, when we kind of like get this Mercury entering Scorpio, it's going to be kind of like detective like energy, and now the secrets are finally revealed. It's going to be really interesting. For you, November is also going to be really focus for you is going to be money, how you spend it, how it factors into your happiness, and of course how to make more of it, right? And it's going to kind of like your attention is going to go to it. So especially this 10th, when I told you when we enter Scorpio, you're going to be really aware how like your talking ability is kind of bolstering your earning potential. So this kind of like could mean that you're simply kind of like doing the budgets and kind of like adhering to it better, and you're going to be very direct in your communications. So also with this new moon on the 15th, you're going to put your thoughts in order, or maybe just like even listed them down, and sort of like allowing like every thought that you want, kind of like assigning some certain timeline, and kind of like how do you want to go about it. So you're going to have that plan. This 15th is going to be really important for you, because you'll be working on your budget, not only for this month but also for the rest of the year. And it's kind of like budget is a great thing, because then you find the pennies start to like be dollars and start to be lots of money. And so you might also kind of like be selling stuff out. Physical possession kind of like are going to be up for consideration. So you might be listing on Craigslist kind of stuff. You'll be cleaning your closet, and you'll be kind of like replacing even possibly appliances. You might also be into antiques, some kind of like level, but it's going to be really interesting, because the stuff that we have is not going to be anymore how you find yourself. It's going to be kind of like, is it keeper, is it not keeper? Because you'll be just kind of trying to create a space for a little bit more energy for you to come this month. You have the Fool reversed. Fool reversed means doing something foolish, jumping off it, maybe trusting something too much. So this can be a little bit of a warning thing over here. And that can talk about this kind of like this new things, and maybe this is exactly what you're saying to yourself. Oh, maybe my spending is like out of whack. I better look into that, or else kind of a thing, right? That could be like that Fool energy over here. We also, and so this is air energy. which is kind of like your sister energy. You're an air sign. Then you have the Lovers. This is also air card. It usually belongs to Gemini. It's the card of choices. It's the card of new paths, the cards of directions, the kind of like opportunities and possibilities. So you might be like building kind of like plan A and plan B simultaneously with this. This also, of course, is a card of somebody special either appearing or reinforcing their place in your life. This is crossed with Ace of Swords. Oh my gosh, this is a karma card. It's some kind of like victory. Look at this, air, air, air. You'll be like really floating. Air is really good for you because that means the communication can flow really simply. You're a diplomatic sign, but sometimes like in order to get things fast, we just really need to kind of like be able to give directives rather without kind of like wrapping them up with all kinds of bows and ties. This is really telling me you're simply able to communicate straightforward what you want and accomplish it and kind of like move forward. Ace of Swords is like clarification of sorts, where, you know, like, I mean, you're speaking your truth, somebody else is speaking their truth, and then you realize, we're actually willing to do the same. That's kind of like lovely, right? Then we have Queen of Wands, and I'm wondering if this is somebody trying to get you in trouble from one way or the other. So that's a master spender of some sort. So if you have a girlfriend, I mean, this is like gender free because it's a general reading. If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend who likes to kind of like do mall walking and just like double here, double there, you're going to find that maybe you don't want to continue that habit, or maybe this person has a bad influence, or that maybe you're like, I mean, keeping up with the Joneses of some sort. This simply also can mean that there's a person who wants to dominate you in some sort, right? Who wants to that's really tough when you want to dominate, Libra. Really, really good luck with that. It just like crossed my mind and I started to laugh, right? But nonetheless, you'll have to deal with that energy over here. So what do we have from the past? We have Strength. That's another, look at this. We have 3 major arcanas and we have 1 karma card. This is really powerful reading. Strength means that you're on the path. You want to feel comfort. You want to feel established. So this is about the finances. Like, I mean, so what is strength? It's like how you deal with the situation, that you don't fly off the handle, that you kind of communicate your needs clearly and with as little words as possible, that you kind of like give other people that kind of like you treat other people the way you want to be treated, that like you treat people with respect. But strength is also kind of like engaging with titans, engaging with people who are powerful than you. So that could be that you're dealing with the government, that you're dealing with the law firms, that you're dealing with, I don't know, these municipalities or something like that, with the police, right? And there is like a super extra level of approaching that thing, what needs to be done. So this is kind of like conquering like ability to come across as respectful, as knowledgeable, as the person who is actually really somebody needs to be taken care of. So it could be like, I mean, that somebody else is challenging your patience over here, and you really need to go that extra mile not to strangle them, kind of a thing, right? So then you have Knight of Wands over here. So we have a Queen of Wands, you have a Knight of Wands. So I don't know if this is like you're with somebody, so somebody could be either younger or somebody could be, you know, very interesting, or both, right? And Knight of Wands generally doesn't have staying power. It's somebody very, very interesting. It's kind of like who would pass an opportunity to be with Brad Pitt, like even if it's like just for one night. I don't think anybody would say no. So this is kind of like talking about a person who kind of like comes with this especially creative ideas, or they kind of like really want to romance you and dine you, and like you think like this is just amazing, you're just hearing love, 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 but they're like more in love with experiences than they're in love with you. And not that they're not in love with you, but they want to kind of like experience more and more and more. This kind of like energy is going to be very prominent around the 21st this month. That's when we kind of like enter the Sagittarius, because Knight of Wands kind of represents Sagittarian kind of like growth energy and excitement energy, and kind of like fighting for what is morally right, and kind of like doing things around. It's going to be action, kind of like, hey, lights, start, set, start action. Then you have Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, you have lots of people around you. Lots and lots and lots. Queen of Cups, she's upright. So you have somebody in your life who is extremely supportive, who is really willing to listen to you. This can be, you know, your therapist, that can be your friend, that can be your mother. Maybe, like, I mean, somebody really pisses you up to a point that you really need to take that steam out. And then, like, I mean, this person has, like, I mean, these big shoulders and willingness to listen about it, right? Remember, like, you guys have the Lovers. You'll be kind of like really pushing forward possibly new love relationship, new choices, maybe new job. And somebody will be in your way over here, and then you're going to distract yourself with somebody who makes you feel good. And even like if it's just like going out on town and, like, I mean, drinking yourself to blackness, not something that I would advise, but kind of like sometimes you need a distraction. And then, like, you say, okay, I need to pull myself together, let's kind of like do it. And then Queen of Cups really plays this role. Or it could be you who is now feeling emotionally centered, and that is a really important kind of like function. You also have Ace of Cups. Now you have like these two aces, so you're clearly in a new beginning shift. It's kind of weird. Many signs I have seen, they're getting to this ta-da moment, they're accomplishing this karmic switch, they have kind of like rendered some bad karma, left it behind, they're starting for new challenges. You looks like you're one step ahead. You're already working on the new sets of assignments from gods, from universe, whatever you want to call it. You are feeling really lovey-dovey. You are feeling that you want to commit. You are feeling something is going well. You are feeling fulfilled. That is really, really important. Maybe you have somebody who is a rival, or maybe you have dealt with somebody who is an ex of your partner of some sort. Maybe this person was driving you bananas, and kind of like you wanted to kind of like pull your hair out of it, but you're really instead pulling yourself together. You're really combing your hair nicely, you're presenting yourself well, and you get to win. So there is a Page of Swords. To me, it's very similar to Ace of Swords. It's not karmic card, but Page of Swords is somebody who might be much younger than you. So you might be dealing with your kid, for example. You might be dealing with somebody who can be very, how to put it nicely, verbally oriented, not to say full of mouthful, right? Somebody who just doesn't stop talking, somebody who is right in your face. This is clearly not you, even though you probably will communicate quite a bit of this month in a very direct way as well, even though you will know when it comes to certain people, you really need to package your stuff well. So there's like somebody coming through, and this person, what is really good about them, even though they're a little bit abrasive, they are revealing stuff that you need to know. Maybe it's going to be somebody who tells you a secret. Maybe this is something that just like hits you, and you find something about somebody. Maybe you find somebody at work is like digging something behind your back. Maybe you're finding out that's excuse me, that somebody's playing you for a fool, right? So Page of Swords kind of like this big revelation, and you go, oh, really? So kind of like takes you a few moments to kind of like find your footing after like they are done with their verbal diarrhea, as I call it. But nonetheless, this is going to be extremely helpful information for you. Then we have Nine of Cups. So we are going from Ace of Cups to Nine of Cups. And this is in your hopes and your fears. So clearly you are not having really fears, especially when it comes to your emotional life. Maybe to extent you don't want to be all on your own. You kind of like really like coupling here. And I'm seeing here everything is gearing toward commitment. You're ready. It's kind of brewing to that stage that you're willing to say, I do of some sort. And let's not forget, before I draw the last card, I drew one more card for you, and it came as new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. For those of you looking, you know, like these kind of like fly by night could be the real thing. Maybe kind of he left somebody behind, and he's like so kind of like incensed with how he was treated or she was treated that now he's not considering relationships until he finds what kind of like comfort he can feel with you, and then realize, well, you know, actually I was just in a bad relationship and this is the right one. There is no need to kind of like look for new experiences. So Nine of Cups, it really talks about the satisfaction that you're actually fulfilled as a person by yourself. And usually when we are in that spot where we don't want anybody, everybody wants us. Isn't that always the case, right? And lastly, ooh, you're getting the world. Remember how I was saying all these times we're getting this accomplishment, the karma revealed. Well, there it is. There's like something done for sure. So I don't know if you guys are dealing with fixed signs such as Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. If you do, then pay attention to what these people are telling you, what they are doing. There are going to be some messages that are going to be sent. Not necessarily they'll talk to you about you, but it's going to be something in those conversations that you're going to say, that's the missing link. This is the point. This might be connecting to this Page of Swords. And the World is like that fulfillment card. It's like also karma card, like the Ace of Swords. But this is happening right now. It's kind of like now. And it could be also something that is relating to this global change that will happen. In your case, it's also going to be happening after 21st. And it's going to be connecting to some kind of like morality, connecting to something that you feel really strongly about it, and you might find kind of like a kindred spirit that kind of like feels the same way. So I hope, Libra, you like your November forecast. Again, guys, if you want your daily dose of tarot, check my social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And this year, I'm not going to do this annual Taroscopes because they just simply exhausted me every November and December. Instead, I'm going to do for free a highlights of 2021. In order for you to get it, you need to do two things. A, you need to be my subscriber, and B, you need to be on my mailing list. And my mailing list, you can either find the link down in the description or go on my website, cattarot.ca, scroll down on the bottom, join the mailing list, or wait for a pop-up, join the mailing list. You'll probably get email from me once a month that says, hey, monthly Taroscopes are out, or something like that. Just too lazy to spam you guys. Sorry about that. And if you want a reading with me, also cattarot.ca, check various options, or my email is down in the description and you can go from there. You guys know that I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful month. It's going to be a whole huge sense of accomplishment, huge sense of moving forward, and it's going to be full of new beginnings. So just enjoy it. And you know that I love you. All the best, and until December, I wish you all well.